From jokes and vibes on my Instagram stories to finally making it on a bigger platform. Welcome to the first official episode of Since I Have a Mic Now. I've been meaning to say that for so long. This is where we talk all things faith, entrepreneurship, career, life, and just everything else in between. And I am not alone. I am with my fiance. I thought we should do like a had lunch. So yeah, tell him who you are, babe. I'm joking. This is my first ever guest. His name is Prince. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's gonna be talking about himself. And we often have these conversations like together, and I often think like we should say this on the podcast. And by the way, he's the reason it delayed. I've been waiting for him to come and shoot, so.
Congratulations on your podcast. This is a big step in the right direction.
Thank you. Yeah. So like I said, Prince is a very good friend of mine. I've known him since 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
2020.
Damn, isn't it crazy to think that that's 5 years ago? It feels like just yesterday. But anyway, so he's been studying medicine. Like since I met him. He's been. Guys, I didn't know, like, because I don't think I've ever known anybody else like that close who was studying medicine. So like, it's just so crazy. And last year he graduated, right? And I thought it was over. And I was like, okay, good. Now where are you going to practice? And he's like, no, it's not over. I'm like,
yeah.
When does it end? When does it actually end?
That's the life of medicine. Afterwards, you still have to go through. You never stop studying.
That's crazy.
You never stop studying.
I mean, you're dealing with people's lives, so I guess like.
Yeah, you can never know everything about the human body.
Yeah. Well, he's still studying, guys. But wait, how do you graduate and then you still study? I don't get that concept.
Since I studied abroad, they kind of need to test me to see if I'm able to meet their standards of practicing here. So.
Well, that's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have some icebreaker questions, and we're just gonna talk about his career. We're gonna talk about his journey. He's also a believer. He's a Christian like me, which I thought would be very good to have him as my first guest because we share those things in common. So yeah, makes sense, right? Yeah. Right. So we're gonna talk about that, faith, his journey out with medicine, and we're just gonna. Oh, he's a gym rat as well, in case you can't. The muscles. The muscles are living proof that he's a gym rat. Like, this man lives and breathes the gym. But yeah, so before we go into all of that though, we're gonna have some icebreaker questions, and then we're gonna dive deep, and he's gonna tell us what he's been thinking since he has a mic now. So we're gonna dive right into the icebreaker questions, and I think first of all, I actually found this one very intriguing. What's something you believed growing up that you laugh about now? Like,
that wrestling is real.
No, because we all believe wrestling is real.
I think that continued until I was in high school.
Yeah.
I used to defend wrestling. That's real.
Nah, because they make it so, like, it's so believable. My thing was that if you were eating a fruit and then you swallowed the seeds, that
grow in you.
You grow plants. Oh, my cousins used to say you grow a rat's tail. Like, by the way, Prince doesn't speak Setswana. He's Zimbabwean, so guys. I can't be the only one. My cousins used to tell me, like, if you swallow the seeds, you'll grow like a rat's tail, or that the seeds will grow inside of you. So yeah, I actually believed that for a while.
We were also told that as a kid, if somebody jumps over you, you're not gonna be able to grow any taller.
Oh yeah. Same.
That might actually be true though.
No,
because they jumped over me and.
No, you're not short. You're not short, and also.
But still, like.
No, you're not short, but also physically, like biologically, it doesn't make sense.
I used to believe it.
Yeah, well, yeah, same, kinda. Okay, cool. Who is most likely to get emotional on an episode?
Between?
The both of us. Okay. Why should you look at me like that?
I mean, I'm not really one to show emotions.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm most likely the one that's gonna like cry or whatever. Who's most likely to start singing mid-conversation?
Well, that is an unfair
Okay,
question.
cool. How is it unfair?
I feel like you just know that I sing mid-conversation and you're like, yeah.
No, I didn't. So that's not the reason I came up with this question. I also just wanted to tell them, guys, I low-key feel like Prince has Tourette's. Let me tell you something that, like, I still don't understand it to this point. There's no other explanation other than it could be Tourette's, because you would be mid-conversation with Prince and he would either just burst into a song or he would scream. Just like a random, like, mid-conversation. It happens, like, all the time, every day. Like, it happens all the time. So I low-key feel like maybe it's a tick of his and, like, he probably has Tourette's. It's probably on the milder side, but, like, low-key. Undiagnosed, but now since you're a doctor and stuff, you should get other doctors to diagnose you.
Because I still sing even Mom could be saying something super important,
and then you
start singing about it.
Yeah, and I used to find that so annoying.
That's crazy.
Because it's like, especially in the middle of a serious conversation, you do that, and I'm like, what the hell? But anyway, who's most likely to drop wisdom unexpectedly?
Drop wisdom unexpectedly.
Yeah.
I'll still say, I think that's you.
Me?
I think you could say,
yeah.
We could be just talking about anything, then you just say something that sounds so wise, and I'm just like reflecting on it, like, damn, that's deep.
I'm deep, guys.
Like, yeah.
I get you thinking a lot, man.
You get me reflecting on my life, like,
Yeah, I don't know, guys. But you know, it's so crazy because some people don't like those kind of people. Like, I've had people tell me like I'm doing too much, but it's like I can't help but be serious about life, because like life is serious, you guys. But anyway, who's most likely to say "let's pray about it" out loud at the gym?
Okay, wait, nah. Why did you have to include at the gym?
Because I'm accommodating you. I mean, I used to go to the gym as well until I got sick, and then now I'm cleared. Now I'm cleared to go to the gym. So, you know, it applies to both of us, because I also have like gym experience. But yeah, who's most likely to say that?
I'll still give that one to you.
Me?
You.
To say let's pray. Okay, nah, fair.
I've never really... I have said short prayers in the gym, but to myself, I've never really outwardly said like, let's pray about it.
Fair. No, because I mean, I feel like that would be circumstantial though. It's not like you're just randomly like, let's pray about it. I feel like there'll be a situation, and then, you know, obviously people will be finding different ways to deal with it. And then basically now it's like, who's most likely to say, okay guys, let's pray about it?
You.
Fair. Okay, now we're moving on to this or that questions, and it's like rapid fire, but at the end, when he's done answering all of them, we can go back and ask him why he chose certain answers. So first one, fame or legacy?
Fame or legacy?
Yeah.
Legacy.
Legacy for sure. Love deeply once or be liked by many?
I'll go with love deeply once.
Okay. Be broke with purpose or rich with no direction?
The old me would have said rich with no direction.
Yeah.
The old me though.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I just, it's just about purpose.
Yeah. Okay. Natural beauty or full glam? And you better tread carefully.
Okay, so this one I want to explain.
Nah. Okay, I'll ask you in the end. Like, whatever you choose, you'll explain in the end. But like, for now, natural beauty or full glam?
Natural beauty.
A girl who's brains or a girl who's bold?
Bold.
Bold?
Yeah.
Okay, we're done with the questions. Now I can ask him. You would rather have a girl who's bold but doesn't have brains?
It's a matter of preference. I don't really prioritize a girl who has brains. It's not really...
Oh, because you got the brains already. Like, you got enough brains for the both of you. Okay, no, but like, no. I think it's also just, for me personally, I'm attracted to like intelligence. Like, you gotta be smart. You gotta stimulate my mind.
Of course, there should be a level of intelligence that one needs to have.
No, but this is a, would you rather, this is a like bold or, you know, because also it's like, it can come off a bit pompous if you're just bold and you don't have brains. This is just like, what are you actually saying? You know what I mean? Okay, anyway, let's go back to...
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's go back to food glam and short glam. What are you saying? Because I got a food glam right now.
No, I don't have a problem with makeup, but I feel like if you look beautiful naturally, if you put on makeup, it's just gonna accentuate the look more. So if you look, that's why I picked natural.
You saved it. You saved it. Because I was like, okay, so you know me, and you know, like, okay, cool. Any other one you want to explain, maybe?
No, unless you have. You want me to touch on anything?
No. You said that the old you would have said rich with no direction, but now broke with a purpose is what you'd pick. Why is that?
Because back then I used to sort of look at materialism as the end goal. Like I want to just be rich.
Yeah.
And I saw that as like, ultimate purpose.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would pick. No, I know what I would pick. Hey, but being broke though, guys, being broke is not nice. Like a lot of the times when I'm not okay, it's because I don't have money.
But with me, honestly.
But also, I don't like to not have purpose. If you know me, you know I'm all about purpose. So I guess I'd have to go with broke with a purpose.
But the thing is, without purpose, you just feel like you're just living.
Yeah, no, just existing.
You're just existing.
So the ice didn't really need to be broken between me and Prince because we're like friends for 5 years now. So I already pretty much know everything about him. But you, the audience, needed for the ice to be broken. But now we're going to get deep. And I'm just going to ask him to tell you, because again, I already know a lot about him. So to tell you guys who he is. And yeah, Prince, who are you? Oh, by the way, he has been dreading this question. He was like, please don't ask me to tell them about myself. And I'm like, well, how else?
That's because I never know what to tell people when they say, tell me about yourself. Like, no, this is just like, what do you want to know? Do
you know where it gives me the ick though? When you're like during the talking stage with somebody. Or like even just getting to know somebody and like, tell me about yourself. It's like, okay.
You're like, oh, this again. Here we go again.
Yeah, like it's like, okay, But for the sake of the pod, for the sake of the audience that has never met you before, tell us about yourself.
Okay, as you mentioned, I'm from Zim, but I spent most of my life here.
Yeah.
I moved here in 2009 with my parents.
Yeah.
Schooled in Zim before that, then schooled in Gabs for 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Palape, schooled there, and then I went to boarding school a bit in high school in Zim again.
You went to boarding? Oh, I remember you did say.
Yeah, I did go to boarding school. All boys.
Yeah.
All boys boarding school.
Wait, why is that important?
Nah, that was. Anyways, we'll get into it.
Okay.
Came back to boards because I did not enjoy the boys situation. Because
what do you mean?
Nah, we felt like we were in the army.
Okay.
That's why I didn't like it. So came back here, and afterwards went to med school, and I've always wanted to be a doctor.
Where did you go to med school, by the way? I mean, I know this, but they don't.
In China. I studied in China.
Yeah.
And then graduated last year, as you already said.
Yeah. I would never expect you to not mention gym.
Oh, you want to know that? Okay, yeah. So I'm a fitness enthusiast. I've been working out since 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years now. Yeah, 2020. I mean, I did work out a little bit in high school, but that wasn't consistently, and I only did like push-ups and sit-ups in high school. Yeah.
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 Okay, how's that going? The gym?
I love the gym. The gym is always great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now you've told us like about like all these things, everything that makes you, except you didn't talk about God, which is surprising. But without all of these accolades, like you being, a medical doctor and all of that stuff, who are you if everything else is taken away? Like, who is Prince?
With everything taken away, I think I'm still somebody who's still trying to find purpose and I'm still figuring it out. Like, I still have so many questions as well that I have, I ask myself every day that I don't have answers to. And just somebody who's still looking for its purpose here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what makes you, because I feel like we're all trying to find our purpose. I mean, I kind of feel like I already know my purpose. But like, what makes you you? Like, what are the things that ground you? What are the things that make you Prince? What are the things that make you unique? What are the things that just, you're like, okay, I am Prince because this is me type of thing?
Well, I feel like I've evolved in the past 2 years because of the faith. Because now I'm sort of basing whatever I do, my life is just trying to base off of the Bible and just growing from that. But like it's still a tricky question because I'm still honestly trying to
like self-discovery.
Yes, I'm still going through self-discovery. And,
Okay. Well, I get that. I think for me, if the same question was posed to me, like, who is Bridget without all these things like social media, influencer, entrepreneur, this and that, I would say that I am who God says I am, period. Okay, no, but on a real note, I honestly believe that like I am who God says I am. And if you know what God says about us in scripture, he says we're fearfully and wonderfully made. Like all these things, I have taken them, I have internalized them to make them my identity when everything else has been taken away. Because it's like at the end of the day, we come here and we accumulate all these milestones and we get all these accolades and stuff, but like I think the reason I was asking if it's taken away, who are you, was because I really just wanted to, even for you at home, to think like, who are you, like without all these things? Like if you weren't a doctor, if you weren't a lawyer, if you weren't this, if you weren't that, you know, who are you? And personally for me, it'll always go back to scripture and it'll always go back to what God says about me.
Who would you say I am though without these things?
Who would I say you are?
I am, yeah.
I would say you are kind. I would say you are grounded in terms of like, you know, you grew up and the way that you grew up, like you were taught humility. I feel like your mom, hey Pausha, she did a really good job of like teaching you humility and just being grounded and being content and comfortable with who you are and where you're at in life. So I would say just that contentment, that humility and kindness, yeah, it makes you you. Yeah. Are you getting emotional?
I mean, that was some deep stuff.
I told you, like I said, I get you thinking because I'm deep like that.
I was reflecting on like what you were saying about my mom taught me. I was just like,
yeah.
I look back at it, that's,
I think your mom and my mom are very similar in the way that they raised us. I think that's why we ended up being friends anyway, because we kind of share like that similar background in the way we were raised. So yeah. Okay, now that we've gotten to know a little bit more about Prince and how he grew up and who he is, we're gonna dive right into like the main thing about him right now, which is medicine. And I just want to ask you, like, what made you get into medicine? Like, years of studying?
You know, as kids, you asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah. Did you always say a doctor?
I just said a doctor.
Yeah.
And then at home, they just always used to call me doctor.
Oh my God.
And I guess that just kind of stuck with me throughout like primary school. And then in high school, I was just like, you know what, let me actually become a doctor. And I just always knew like I would want to pursue medicine.
Like they spoke it into you. People around you spoke it into you.
Yeah, they spoke it into
you. To a point where you started believing it.
Like, oh, I'm going to be a doctor.
That's really nice. That's actually kind of prophetic in a way. Like it's a...
Yeah, like people just always calling you doctor. You just like, oh, maybe I'm going to be a doctor.
Huh, that's really nice. I wish I could be a doctor. No, actually, no, I don't.
No, do you not?
Yeah, I don't. No. Like the way that I am, do you think I could be a doctor?
I think... I mean, medicine doesn't... I feel like you really feel sorry for patients to a point where you start crying in the hospital and...
Okay, like you are making it seem like I'm such a crybaby.
Nah, the things we see there are, even for stoic people, we get traumatized with what we see.
Yeah. You know what, I'll never forget. Okay, I don't want to say this.
What do you want to say?
Remember when you were in Zambia and then you were doing like the different, what you call them? What are they called? Where like one time you go to gynecology. Yeah. Remember when you did gynecology?
Yeah.
And then you like we were on the phone and you were like, you were so traumatized.
Nah, gynecology, nah.
Guys, you were so traumatized. I remember that phone call like it was yesterday. That was like what, 2023? He was like, oh my God, I don't want to. Yeah, he was like, I don't want to do that ever. Like that. This was confirmation that I will never be a gynae.
Just as soon as you walk in the hospital, you hear people screaming.
Why?
Because everybody's in either labor or delivering. Like it's just like.
Did you get to like see?
I mean,
stuff?
of course.
Like, Did you freak out like in that moment, or did you just have to like keep it
I
cool?
mean, the first time kind of catches you by surprise because we were like a group of students.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the senior doctor walks in, the lady just starts getting undressed, and we're like, oh, like, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
She just starts getting undressed, and then she puts her legs up, and then we're like, oh, okay, let's listen to the doctor.
Oh my God, that must be crazy. Did you did you show physical shock, or did you just like keep it in?
Everybody was acting natural, and I think it's because I studied in China. We don't get to actually touch patients and stuff. They were just like, yeah, they were comfortable doing it.
That's crazy. Okay, well, now tell me about like, wait. Oh, during your journey, right? Because this is a really important question, because I feel like it will tie back to your faith as well.
Okay.
During your journey through medical school, and it's been how many years now?
I did medicine for almost 6 years.
Yeah. So was there ever a point you felt like giving up, and what kept you going?
I felt like giving up after every year.
Yeah.
Okay, the first year is easy. I would say it's easy because it's not as hectic. You don't have too many modules to do, and yeah, it's first year is always like you don't really have much to study. But from second year onwards, it just felt like I picked the wrong course.
Like what the hell?
Like no.
Yeah.
The amount of information they expect us to know in the given time is crazy, and I'll just be wondering like how do people even manage to like cram all this stuff down within this period of time? And I was just like, nah, I picked the wrong course. Yeah. And it became more apparent to me that I picked the wrong course, of course, when I started going for my attachment, because hey, we see a lot of depressing things, honestly. Yeah.
But what kept you going though? That was the second part of the question.
What kept me going was just always reminding myself of why I started in the first place. Like I was trying to keep the dream alive of like, I'm gonna be a doctor. And I guess that's where that grit comes from. Like, nah, I'm gonna do this. Also my family, like everybody in my family, again, kept calling me doctor. Yeah. So I was like, hey, nah.
Now you kind of have to do,
I just kinda have to do this
Yeah. That's crazy. And at what point in your journey as like a medical student did you pick up your faith, and how did that impact the moments where you wanted to give up?
For the majority of my life in med school, I wasn't deeply rooted into the faith like that. Yeah. I think it was only last year where, and last year was 2024. 2023. I feel like it was towards the end of the year.
Yeah, it was towards the end of 2023 when you started really getting into your faith. Sort
of, yeah. So the majority of my med school is taken out because I was now I was doing my attachment in Zambia. So for the majority of it, I didn't really.
So you were raw dogging med school without Jesus?
Yeah. I was raw dogging life without Jesus.
Amen. We've all been there. I've been there, and I never want to go back there again. Like ever. You couldn't pay me. Okay, so by the time you picked up by the time Jesus picked you up, because by the time he picked you up, you were already basically done and doing attachment in Zambia. Yeah. And then how did that impact like that period, that season of your life where you were on attachment?
I mean, it's again, you start asking yourself certain questions like, is this God's will for my life? Like, am I actually
walking? You're gonna ask that also on the last year, like, hey man, like
I was like, I'm in my final year. Should I actually pick the right path?
If it's not your will, God, like you should have told me like 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Other times when I want to give up, I'll be like, is this God telling me to leave medicine?
Okay, now you're trying to use Jesus as like a way out. No.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, it just makes you, question whether whatever you're doing is, for Him and not just for yourself.
And did you get that confirmation? Did you get that clarity as to whether it's His will or not?
I mean, that question is a little bit tricky because I feel like as long as, again, you're living a life of purpose that's, serving Him, I think you are in alignment with His will. So Yeah.
So like another part of you that's like, that makes you is your gym life, right? And I feel like it takes a lot of discipline to like just establish that sort of life for yourself. So I wanted to ask you how your faith has influenced like discipline and just your decision making in general.
I would actually say that the gym has helped me be disciplined when it comes to my faith too. Because because when you stick with something, even when you don't feel like doing it,
you do it anyway.
You still do it anyway, right? Like I don't always feel like reading the Bible. I don't always feel like I want to pray, but like because I know that this is the time that I spend with God. You know, I'm dedicating this time to Him, and I need to,
That's actually, I didn't expect that sort of like perspective.
Yeah, because I think it's because I started with the gym before.
Yeah.
So it kind of taught me how to be disciplined and how to stick to something.
What does maximizing your potential look like for you right now?
Maximizing my potential in terms of the gym or like in general?
Gym and life in general.
Well, I think in the gym, with the gym, it's very difficult to...
Your eyes are looking very light brown in this lighting.
Really?
Yeah. But anyway.
Have you never noticed the brown?
I have. But like not in this way.
Oh my God, my eyes, yours are pretty black.
I should say it like that's so mean.
No, I mean, what's wrong with black? I think black is beautiful. I love black.
No, but on my identity card they say they're brown.
Oh yeah, dark brown.
The way you said yours are so black, that's so mean. I was complimenting you like, oh, you know, the light and like, you know.
So brown eyes are a compliment.
No, the way I said it was a compliment, but the way you said it, you made it like.
No. I don't
anyway,
like that.
Let's go back to talking about. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what did you ask me?
Wait, I even forgot because now I'm just sad. I'm like, my eyes are just black. What? Wait, hold on. I was asking you, what does maximizing your potential look like?
Maximizing my potential looks like.
Like this is for in the gym and in life, like in general.
Obviously, in general, now that means I somewhat become the best doctor possible. And I'm interested in doing something to do with sports, even with medicine. And of course, just continuing to work out and seeing what my body's capable of.
What's actually your gym goals? Like, what are you trying to look like? Because you're already like, so.
Starting off, I mean, I started off for the wrong reasons. I started off wanting to, attract females. And
oh my God! Really?
Yeah, that was in high school. I used to work out just for the sake of working out, right? Yeah. But then once I saw the reception that
like the girls are like, ooh, Prince,
to my physique, I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep
like,
working hard. Yeah.
Oh, so like, wait, when you were at the gym and lifted the weights, like, would you be thinking about, like, would that be motivation? Like, let me lift this, because like.
I mean, now I feel like I need to get these abs. Girls like abs, like.
Oh my God! Wait, has there ever been a time where there was a specific girl in mind where you were like, I need to.
At that point, I was somebody who never really used to interact with females, so I was like, I just need.
I remember even when we first met, like you were very shy, like you didn't really say much to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by that time, that was a different time, though.
Yeah.
By that time, I was just working out because I just enjoyed exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Of course, it shifted to just me enjoying working out. But yeah, initially I started off for the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with talking about the body dysmorphia? I know you and I have had this conversation in person.
I mean, I'm never satisfied with the way I look because there's always just a problem when I look in the mirror. There's something that I need to improve.
Yeah, Prince is that type of person that doesn't take a compliment. Like I could tell him like you look good, and he will never say thank you. Actually, he always says like he's like like he's so awkward with compliments. Like you've actually never said thank you. Like when I complimented you, you always find a way to like deflect and just literally just not take the compliment at all. Or you tell me that I'm lying. You're like, don't lie. And I'm like, wait, I'm not lying. You look good. What's up with that?
Again, you're saying, I mean, you see, I got on camera. But I don't know. I was just not used to getting compliments until recently.
Yeah, well, I always tell you you're a fine babe. Fine babe. So, yeah, you still didn't answer like, are you trying to get any bigger? Like, what's the goal now? Is it to keep this and then more toned, or like, do you want to get bigger?
The goal is, I think for my height, I think I've reached the weight that I'm comfortable with. So now I'm just trying to be leaner and stronger. Now it's more of like strength more than just the look itself.
Okay.
I actually want to be a unit, not just, look like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so now you share your gym journey online. You're like in your content creator era right now. Like yesterday, actually, I saw that video on your status where you were talking with your mic.
Oh, the compilation, right?
The what?
Like me working at the compilation.
Yeah, but I think what I liked in the beginning was just you shared. Like, you're like...
I almost didn't post that first part.
Why?
Because I was like, people.
Did you think it's cringe?
Yeah, I was like, people get to hear me speak. I don't really speak on camera. Like,
fair, because sometimes like when I hear myself speak, I'm like, it's a little bit cringe. But I really actually liked that part. I was like, oh, okay. I was even proud of you. I was like, oh, look at him, because you used to be very camera shy.
Yeah.
So I was like, you are speaking in front of the camera and you're speaking so eloquently. I was like, oh, I'm so proud of you. But yeah, so you're sharing your journey now, and like, what's up with that?
I mean, I just like, I enjoy the process of editing and, looking at.
And you're even in your editing bag, like you're deep within, like 10 toes down.
Yeah, I enjoy the whole process of just, when people see me pull up to the gym with a tripod, they're like, oh, here we go. Like,
there goes Prince, the content creator.
Again. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of like the creative part of it, do you ever feel, because like, I don't know, I feel like modesty is often talked about when it comes to girls, but when it comes to guys, not really. So like, you often post yourself like looking, half naked. Have you felt any like pressure, like when it comes, like maybe like, not pressure, but like a little bit of conviction to say, ooh, like, because sometimes you guys really be thirst trapping for real. Because it's like, okay, cool, you may not, because the thing is, just because you don't think it's a thirst trap doesn't mean I or somebody else doesn't think it is. So have you ever like maybe felt a little like, resistance in that sense to say, should
actually,
I post this?
There's certain pictures where if I take a picture and then when I look at it, I'll be like, this could potentially cause someone to stumble. Let me not post this one. Because I'll be like, this, I'm showing too much here.
Yeah.
Like, including,
hey, wait, what's too much? What should you be showing on the internet?
If you check my pictures on Instagram, I don't usually show my legs too much. Because I don't like showing my lower body, because that gets people, wondering like, so I don't show that part. I just show the upper, because I don't know. We always, always shirtless. You see us shirtless everywhere, swimming pools and.
What's your take on since we're on that topic, modesty for men? Because it's like, for women, it's been talked about enough, like, okay, cool, we have to be modest. Well, actually for me, it wasn't even a thing of like, I have to. The transition happened so quickly where I just started to not like naked clothes. Like, I just started to feel sometimes, like I didn't feel good anymore in them, And I think that was during the time where I was fully coming to Christ and being devoted and like really just changing and allowing him to transform me. So it became a myth. It was not a thing of like, God told me to give it up. I wanted to give it up. Like, I wanted to dress modestly. Like, I even just was like, anytime I try to wear something not modest, I'd be like, I would not feel good, like as good as I would in the past. Like, I would just be like, I'm just not feeling the vibes. I'm not feeling confident for some reason. But the old me would definitely be thinking, yes, I'm the girl because I'm naked. But like, I don't know. It just, the shift for me, like, I think what God did when I came to him is like, he really transformed the way that I think, the way that I see myself, the way that I see others. And modesty just kind of came naturally to me in that sense. Like, I just started realizing, God, I actually like to dress decent. So, but like now, it's been talked about enough when it comes to women. I want to know, like, men never ever actually consider the fact that they also have to be modest and that they could cause us to stumble. Because it's like...
But I have a question for you. Do you ever just look at a man and say he's not dressed modestly?
Yeah, there's times where I've seen things I didn't really want to see, and I'm like...
Like in person or on the internet?
Both. And then my thoughts
What's not a modest way
for
of
example, sweatpants and without...
Sweatpants?
Yeah. And then and then they don't wear underwear, and then your print is Whoa. Or even if you're wearing underwear, but for some reason your print is just printing, and now like the print is there, and now I'm like, damn, that's just in my face.
Okay, then I think now that also has to do with, are you intentionally trying to accentuate, because let's say I wear sweatpants right now, but I don't really notice anything on me, but then somebody else is just, looking at me lustfully or whatever. Like, was it my fault? I didn't really notice anything, and I'm not trying.
That's the whole reason you should be mindful, even if you're not trying, but you should be mindful still, because you could even unintentionally cause someone to stumble. That's why before you leave your house, you need to make sure that the possibilities of that are very low. Yeah. So now if you're just dangling your wheelie in your sweatpants, and then I'm just like, it's in my face, and I'm just like, okay, now what? So even just the thing of like being topless, I feel like men feel like just because they don't have like boobs like that, they can just go around shirtless, and okay, I guess it really depends on the body type. But if it's somebody like you,
if some skinny guy walks up shirtless, you're not gonna be like, hey, why are you shirtless?
But you see, that's also another thing. If I don't have a big bum, but if I knew I had big bumps and then I wore something that it accentuates my big bumps, you would be like, as opposed to somebody who maybe doesn't have big bumps. If we're next to each other, you're gonna look at me, the one with the big bumps, right? Even though maybe I say I'm wearing leggings, for example, you're still gonna look at my big bumps. So it's the same thing. Like, if you've got the body that could cause somebody to feel or get into like some lustful thoughts, why are you shirtless? Like, if you were to take off your shirt right now, that wouldn't be fair to me.
Wait, what?
That's not true.
I think it's because we are considered to not have private parts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, that shouldn't be just like it. Like, oh no, I can take off my t-shirt because I don't have boobs. Like, no.
The system that I use is, if I can be like this in front of my mom, then I can be like this in front of anybody.
Your mom will never see you any other way as her son.
My mom would tell me, no, you're not dressed properly, obviously. Would your mom let you go out with you dressed like?
No.
Of course she wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
She would tell you, no, you look naked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I trust the people around me to
But you're not getting my point. My point is that your mom will probably not even bring it up because she will never see you that way. But me as like somebody else, like a stranger on the road, I'll be like, yo, those muscles, And then who knows what thoughts I'm gonna get into.
So don't get muscles or don't show your muscles?
Don't flex them.
Don't flex your muscles.
Okay, flex them, but like not in my face like they
I don't flex my muscles in front of people.
You flex your muscles in front of people shirtless?
In front of people.
Shirtless?
Yeah.
You're doing too much.
I'm trying to motivate my boys to be on it.
No, you're doing too much.
Like, I'm trying to show what I was and what I am now.
That's dope and whatever, but like, you're still doing too much. You're doing too much because it's like...
Surprisingly enough, I actually get more compliments from guys than girls.
Yeah, I guess girls just look at you and just think, what a hot babe, and then they actually never like... Obviously, girls are not trying to...
That's why when you compliment me, it's strange because I'm used to guys saying it. I'm just
that's not it. I don't think you find it strange when I compliment you because you're used to guy compliments. I think you just struggle with taking compliments in general.
No, I accept compliments from guys. Really?
Is it because you like in the past you used to struggle with girls?
Yeah.
So maybe you still...
That, of course, that's a factor as well. But yeah.
Was that girl that ever told you like that made you feel a certain way where you felt like you weren't?
You're so skinny, it's pathetic. Those were the exact words.
Someone said that to you?
Yeah.
You're lying.
In high school.
Name her.
Nah. No names. Nah.
Let's name and shame her.
Nah.
What? No, I'm joking. No, but for real, she said that.
Yeah.
Like in those words. You're so skinny, it's pathetic.
It's pathetic. She was a mean girl, but...
That is insane.
She probably was saying it as a joke.
As a joke? It doesn't matter if it's a joke. That's so mean.
There was definitely truth to it because...
Oh, Shane, I'm sorry. Do you want a hug? Come.
I'm good though.
Oh, Shane, I'm sorry. Wait, what? How did you feel?
I mean,
do you think that contributed to you
100%.
having body dysmorphia issues?
I mean, when I started to lose weight, I'm like, oh damn, I'm starting to be skinny again.
Oh my gosh, she did that to you. I'm sorry. Oh my god. After this, you should tell me like her name. I really want to like. No, I'm just gonna say hi. I'm just we're not fighting. I'm just gonna be like, hey babe, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, but like that was so mean though. Shane, that's so mean. You're so
But I mean,
skinny,
it made me go to the
pathetic.
gym.
Yeah, but like she didn't need to be like that.
I use the pain and I mean, it's okay.
Okay, cool. We're gonna move on to the next segment, and I like to call this one Life in Real Time. So this is where you're gonna tell me what are you currently working on, what are you currently learning or unlearning. So yeah, you can like answer all of them. What you're currently working on, what you're currently learning and unlearning.
Well, in terms of life in general, I'm still trying to study for that license to start working.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to other things, I would say I'm trying to get rid of old habits and trying to like the old habits. Well, for starters, waking up late. That's one that I struggle with. It, yeah.
Yeah, no, because saying something, and you know what, especially for me, because I work from home, I just that freedom of like having all the time to myself, like I control what I do at what time. It's like sometimes I'm like, I'll just wake up at like 10 and start my day then. But I'm changing. Remember I called you? Yeah, remember I called you the other day, and I was like, I have put stuff in place that I'm currently like trying to, make sure that I do to wake up on time and do stuff on time.
So yeah, just small things like I want to wake up earlier. I want to drink more water. I have a problem with drinking water.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just.
I'm glad that that's a goal of yours because we fight a lot about that.
There's earlier this week, 2 days, I had 1 cup of water, and I was like, no, something's wrong. Then the time when I was drinking water, like I think I had like 1 liter of water. I was just going to the toilet the whole day.
You remember to drink water when you are having a migraine, like when you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when you're like, oh shoot.
I need to drink water.
Yeah. So what are you currently like? Oh.
What I do, like how am I implementing that habit?
No. I wanted to ask you like, so that's what you're unlearning, like old habits.
I'm trying to learn how to like drink more water, wake up earlier, things like that.
Yeah.
And
what are you unlearning?
What am I unlearning? Of course, naturally, I think I'm an introvert, but it became a habit of mine that I would go out like every weekend.
Yeah.
So I think that's a habit that I had to unlearn, that I don't have to go out every weekend.
Same.
Yeah. So I think that's
I think I would go out. Me going out back in the day, I think I stopped like 2023 is when I was like, okay, I'm done. But for me, I think that was based off of like mainly just the company I had at the time and trying to have a people-pleasing situation going on. So at the time, I'm working on it. I'm so much better now.
You're trying to please your friends?
Yeah, my friends, and also, I don't want to get into it. But like, yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just trying to accommodate the people I had in my life at that time. So that was mainly why I would be like out and stuff. And also, it's a lot of the times I wasn't.
A lot of the times.
You know why?
Okay, do you miss it?
Oh, hell no.
So right now, you wouldn't really enjoy going out?
No. If I go out, like, I think, when did I go? I think, was it last Saturday? Last Saturday was when I went to Park 27 just for sushi with a friend, and we met another friend there who ended up convincing us to go to Rhapsodies, and we went to Rhapsodies. And I was like, oh my God, it's like a club. It was so packed. I think we stayed there for like an hour and then we left. But even in Park 27, it was still like, every restaurant is just giving club nowadays. So I think I only enjoyed that Saturday because I had not been out in like, 5 months? So yeah, it was fine. But I don't know, plus, I have social anxiety and stuff. Like being out in public like that.
So it doesn't have to do with the company that you're with when you go out?
What do you mean? Like
if you went out with better company, would that, make the experience better?
I think generally I think the main issue is not even who I'm with, even though sometimes that contributes, but the main issue is just the outside itself.
The outside itself.
Yeah, like the environment is not really, it doesn't speak to me and who I have transitioned to be. And I feel like this is who I've always been. And like I said, at the time of like going out all the time back in the day, it was mainly just for the people that I had in my life at the time.
So you prefer to do stuff indoors?
Yes. I prefer to be at home, absolutely just being in my own space. My mom calls me like all the time, like, even if you passed out in this house, I'd never even know, like, you just always in the house. And I'm like, I'm happy. My mom actually has this thing, I told you this the other day when I was like, my mom is convinced I'm just not okay at all.
Yeah.
But I'm fine. I just don't like to be outside like that. Like, I just don't like to be out there like that. I'm happy in my house because there's just so much peace. Like, there's nobody pissing you off for no reason. There's no random girl looking at you up and down thinking like you're trying to take her man. Meanwhile, her man is not even your type. You know what I mean? Like, there's no drama, basically. There's no there's a lot going on. Beefing drama, gossip, and people trying to be something they're not, and also people trying to act like they're superior, and just it's a lot. I just don't like the environment. It's just kind of like toxic. It's just, it's everybody trying, like everybody. Maybe I'm getting triggered. No, because like I think I'm also experiencing it from a place of, I don't really want to get into this, but basically, like, that's what's up. So I think that's just the main reason I don't like outside like that. Unfortunately, you guys will never know, but like, yeah. Yeah, so, okay, cool. So what are you up to?
What am I up to? Again, it's just me always indoors trying to...
No, like, what are your plans? Like, isn't like something a little more serious now?
Medicine isn't serious?
Huh? I didn't say medicine is
say
not
something
serious.
more serious. Because that's what my life is revolving around right now.
What do you mean? I just say it like that. Okay, cool, guys. He's up to medicine. He likes staying in the house. He's single, by the way.
It's
wink,
boring.
wink.
It's boring. My life is boring, so...
Yeah, no, same. I feel like that's why we're friends, because we relate on that level. Like...
Because we're boring?
Well, I wouldn't say we're boring. We're cool. We're fun people.
I would like to think I'm fun.
Yeah, I'm fun too.
Yeah.
I think it's other people that think we're boring. But I don't think we're boring. I think we're fun. I think we're cool people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just people enjoy going out, and I just find that to be a lot.
Listen, I don't have a problem with people going out. I have a problem when now it's me.
They make it a problem that you don't go out.
Yeah, and then also like, I'm just, sorry. And also the thing of like not drinking. I think that's also, it plays a role, because now it's like you're out, you don't drink, everybody else is drunk, and then now you are witnessing everything raw. You know what I mean? They have like a filter that's like blocking them from really feeling everything to the core. And I'm just like, I'm too sober for this. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot is going on. So I think that also plays a role, the fact that I don't drink. So it makes me just feel like, what's the point of even being here? Because now also people behave differently when they're drunk. And then it's like, I just find it so overwhelming. Like, why are you acting like that?
Have you ever tried drinking?
Yeah.
How was the experience?
I didn't like it. I got drunk and I just was not like okay with it. And I also just don't understand the concept of drinking. Mm-hmm. You drink and then you get drunk and then you wake up the next day and then what?
What?
No, because first of all, there's nothing good about it personally. Okay, this is for me. Everybody else that drinks, good. I'm not coming at anybody. I'm not saying I'm holier than thou because I don't drink. I'm just saying in my personal, like just reasoning, I think for me, things have to make sense for me to do them. So I've never found the sense in drinking. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you spend a lot of money and then you get drunk and then you wake up the next day. First of all, you get drunk and you start acting out of character. You start just becoming, I don't know what even to call it. And then the next day...
It's not really out of character though. I think it just gives you the confidence to really be yourself.
True. That's also fact.
That is,
because I feel like people are a lot more like honest and more bold when they are drunk.
So it's not really out of character. It's just exposing your character.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
People are going to feel like we're coming at them.
It's not coming at, it's the truth. Like, I mean, you get that sense of confidence to act out the way you want to act out. It's just the truth.
Damn. But anyway.
Speaking from experience.
Then the next day, you wake up and there's nothing good coming out of it. You're sick, you're dehydrated, your skin hates you, your liver hates you, all your body hates you, your brain hates you. Everything just doesn't make sense to me, like, about drinking. So I don't get it. There's no health benefits, there's no financial benefits, there's no time benefit. Like, it's literally the one thing that takes away from you more than it gives you. And so I just don't understand why I would want to indulge in something like that. Yeah, I feel like it's a waste of resources and a waste of just life. So that's my take. That's my personal reason for not drinking. That I don't want anybody to say, hey, Bridget is saying, hey, people that drink, yada, yada, yada. Nope. This is my reasoning as to why I don't drink and why I don't find any use in drinking. So, yeah. You drink occasionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when there's an occasion. Something worth celebrating, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a better approach to alcohol, you know what I mean? Like drinking occasionally.
Some people take it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With like the everyday thing, every weekend thing, like that's my problem. Like, what's up with that, you know?
Also, it's counterproductive to my fitness goals. That's why I kind of had to be like, yeah, you know what, let me cut this out. Yeah.
So like since coming to Christ, like my journey personally, a lot of things have changed about me, right? A lot of them I've spoken with you about before. I was still processing how that was going to come out of my head because I was like, wait.
Have you shared it with your audience?
My Instagram audience, yeah. Okay. I have shared about how, you know, I'm now waiting until marriage because, when God fetched me, he really said nope, like to the sex stuff. He said nope. So I was like...
Was that an immediate conviction?
Yeah. It was one of the main ones. The main one was to... Okay, I don't want to share that. But yeah, that was one of the main ones. Where like he was just like no sex before marriage. So I was like, you know what, actually I get it, cool. So that's one of the things that changed about me. And then also the modesty, which I already touched on. And then also... You
were not modest before?
You know how I would dress sometimes. I actually went on my Instagram to delete.
I remember.
Wait, what do you remember?
I remember the pictures that were not so modest.
Okay. Okay. Wait.
I know the ones you're talking about.
Why were you looking at them?
I wasn't...
Guys?
Oh, let me answer. Hold up now.
What? Why were you?
It didn't bother me back then.
It didn't bother you?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So when it started to bother me that why would anyone dress like this, I checked if they were still up there.
Yeah.
If you were still, you know, in this era of yours where you're like, okay, nah, I'm Christian now. So I was just checking, like, do you still align with, you know, that part of yourself?
And did you find that I aligned?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't find it. So I was like, oh.
Yeah, guys, I went on a whole, like, you know, spring cleaning of my Instagram feed. And yeah, I just deleted everything that was inappropriate, all the bikini. Well, did I know some of the bikini stuff are there because I mean, like, I'm at the beach. What am I supposed to wear? You know what I mean? And then yeah, but some of the pictures that I would just take in my house, like just, you know, like that. It wasn't like nudes or anything. Oh shoot. Remember? Oh my god.
Now you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god. I actually had a nude shoot, you guys. I don't want to bring this up because I don't want it to come up like I'm over that era, because you see, this is what I mean when I say God really transforms you, because during the time where I did that nude shoot, that was like what, 2018? I mean, I was 17. So what was I, 18? I was 18. Yeah, I was 18. So you see, like, my chat is, I was getting into modeling. If you don't know, I used to model. So I used to think like that's art. Like anybody that would say I'd say no, that's art. Like you could not say anything to me at the time But when Jesus fetched me, those were one of the first pictures. Those were some of the first pictures I deleted, because I was like, damn, why did I ever think it was okay to have a nude photo shoot? Do you know what I mean? Like, and man, yeah, that was a whole other thing that had to really like change. And God really spoke to me about that, and I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, it's good to see the growth. It's good to see what you used to feel so strongly about, and then come to a place of growth where you realize, you know, I may have had this strong reasoning for or justification for doing this at the time, but now I'm at a place where I don't see it that way anymore. And that's the good thing about growth. Like, you don't have to like stay the same and hold on to the same mentalities and mindsets and habits. You grow, and I feel like I grew, and I appreciate God fetching me and helping me grow, because child, that was crazy. And then so I think that those are some of the things that changed about me. What would you say changed about me that maybe I haven't even realized, and maybe you have?
About myself?
No, about me.
About you? Mm-hmm. Things that changed. Speech. Oh, okay. Yes.
Elaborate on that.
I think your speech reflects where your heart is at.
Really?
Just the way you speak, I can tell whether, if I have long enough conversations with you, I can tell whether you're a believer or not. So, just some of the things that people talk about.
Wait, what are some of the things that make you like?
Some of the topics that people just,
No, we're talking about me, not people.
No, I'm trying to give an example.
Oh,
using
okay,
people. Yeah. So some of if let's say I'm in the gym, and then we're a group of guys, and us being guys, we start talking about girls, and then the comments that someone can make about a girl, you can just kind of tell where their heart is at when it comes to how they view women. Yeah. That's what I mean by it's reflective of where you are on your walk. So like just your speech, I could tell like, nah, this is a self-discovery journey where you're learning certain things and you're actually genuinely trying to transform your life. So,
When you said speech, my first thought was actually like cussing. I don't cuss anymore.
Do you used to cuss?
Yeah.
Not around me though.
I mean, I didn't used to cuss like all the time, like F, but it was more of a thing of like I was just comfortable saying the B word if I wanted to, or the F word if I wanted to. But now I can't even say like sugar, honey,
but I think
iced
we
tea.
started getting close after you were now on your walk.
Yeah, we started getting close like late 2023 when I was, that's true.
Yeah, so I think that's why I
you never experienced the cussing. But I used to like cuss, and that's one of the things that God like just immediately said no, because why are you saying those things? Do you know what I mean? So it makes me so uncomfortable. Even if I see an old video of myself where I said a swear word, I'm like, I cringe so bad. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. And it's so crazy. Like, man, the way God transforms you is actually insane. Like, the way you see yourself, and then it's like you're looking at somebody else. Like, when you're looking at the old you. Sometimes when I look at my old videos, it's like I'm looking at somebody else that's completely different. And I'm like, the transformation that has taken place inside of me, you can't tell me God isn't real. Like, that's the kind of stuff that makes me think like, damn, But anyway, I was bringing this up just to end up asking you, like, what is some of the things that, you had to let go of or you felt convicted about when coming to Christ? Wait, before you go on to that, which I feel like you might want to, like, it's going to add on to whatever answer you were going to give, if you were going to give the answer.
Okay.
Another one of the things was like, obviously with God convicting me about sexual immorality, he also convicted me about watching corn. Apparently now we should say, yeah. Apparently now we should
adult content.
Yeah, about adult content. And then I just was like, okay, cool. Like, that's one of the things that I was just like, why am I out here watching adult stuff? So yeah, and I know the reason I'm saying this is because I know guys especially, like, for me it wasn't like a struggle. It wasn't something that like I would always go to, right? Or like, it really wasn't a thing like that for me. But I was also not resisting if the opportunity came.
Did you struggle leaving it? Like,
no, I didn't, because
really?
Like I said, it wasn't something that was like big like that anyway for me, like adult content. So I think I didn't struggle at all. So now I wanted to ask you, what are some of the things that have changed? And I'm sure we have spoken about it together personally, but I want to know.
I mean, I can start with that one. For example, like the average age that a person is exposed to adult content is like 11. For me, it was even earlier than that.
Damn, you guys are like, aren't you like
11? No, 11 is just the average person, not boys, just an average person. Then by age 14, 94% of people have watched at some point. Then even in churches.
Wait, how do you know these statistics?
I've researched when I was trying to give it up.
Oh.
So then in churches, every 7 out of 10 people still actively watch.
Yeah.
So it shows you just how much of a problem it is. And
damn, you know what? Let's clock the stats, you guys. Let's clock the stats. I love how he came with stats. Like, clock it. No, because like the way you're like, you even remember like 7%, like
56% of pastors watch it.
Really?
Yes. You can search these things. Like,
I think I never took the time.
It was just something that was just showed me what a challenge it is. Like, especially let's say, for example, I was exposed to it at, I think I was 6. The first, I didn't really know what was going on. I think my cousin was watching something, and I was like, "Oh, what are they doing?" And then when I grew older,
how old was your cousin?
I think he was 13.
Okay.
So when I grew older, I was like, "Oh, that's what it was."
Yeah.
You see, and then that desire now started to grow close to, I think I was 12.
Yeah.
12. Then I went to a boarding school.
So wait, when you said the desire started to grow, did that come about with also the actual act of self-gratification? Like, when did that kick in?
I mean, of course, that's when you actually discover it.
Like that.
Around 13 or so, that's when you discover it for the first time. And
wait, okay, yeah.
No, you want to say something?
I want to, but I also don't know like what you're comfortable answering.
No, you can ask.
Okay, how did you discover that like this is what I need to do to get the gratification? How did you even, what happened?
I actually don't really remember. I didn't even know what it was. That's the thing. Until I was just like, oh damn, this feels good. What am I doing right now? Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself, I feel like I'm in the video. I feel like I'm in this video.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah. And then I was 12 at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really know how I discovered. It was just there.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, nah, this is good.
Yeah.
And then of course that persisted into my boarding school life. And then you said with my Christian walk, right? Yeah,
so I'm saying like, okay, now you've taken us back to when you actually got introduced to, adult content and then falling into the self-gratification part. So now
it's something that...
So I'm assuming it carried on to your adult life. Then Christ, when did Christ fetch you? Like, what year was it? I like to say Christ fetched us. Like, it's a thing that I say, but anyway, yeah.
2023?
Okay.
Late 2023, I think.
So now Christ is here and he's saying, hey, yo, Prince, what's up? And then was that one of the things that came up? Like, listen, man, I'm going to need you to... Like, how did that go about?
First, I would try to find a way to circumvent around that rule. Like
bend around it and justify certain
just
things.
Be like, okay, I understand. First, I'll be like, but why is watching... Why is it so wrong though?
Oh, you felt like the watching was okay, but like as long as you're not gratifying yourself?
Well, actually, even gratifying, because it's not mentioned in the Bible, like the self-gratification specifically.
I think it's all just under sexual immorality.
So, well, with that one, it has to do with lust. Like, while you're doing that, what are you thinking about? What are you ruminating
on? If you're watching, Con, you're obviously like thinking about stuff that's not. You're not thinking about.
For example, when I gave up corn, I was like, nah, I can get rid of that one, but not this one.
Oh, not the self-gratification.
Yeah, so I was like, why should I stop? Since I stopped corn, why should I not stop this one? Because I'm not watching anybody.
Yeah.
But then it became more apparent, like, while I'm doing that, what am I thinking about?
You're thinking
and about... And I was like, oh, nah, that makes sense. If you're thinking about, naked women, that's still lust.
That's the lust, yeah.
So you're still sinning with this person in your heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So how did you go from So where are you at now? Like, and how did you go from trying to justify and maneuver your way around it, trying to bend the rules, to like, you know, like what?
That's where that sense of conviction comes in.
Yeah.
Where it started to feel. At first, it felt like, nah, but this is me just, you know, living my life. This is freedom.
Yeah.
That's kind of what sin does to you. It makes you feel like, nah, this is freedom.
Yeah.
Until you try to stop, then you just realize like,
you're not actually free.
Yeah, I'm not
You're
free.
trapped.
I'm an addict.
Because if it's freedom, why can you not stop?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that realization.
Guys, clock it. We are spitting facts. Clock it.
So that realization that I'm not free was like, nah, let me be free. I want to be free, right? And the harder I tried to just stop, I was like, damn, this is, you know, harder than I thought.
Yeah.
You're literally you're denying yourself. You're denying what your flesh wants. And by the way, these desires are not things that go away. It's not something that
it doesn't go away because
like, sexual purity is not.
You don't stop and then it's like.
No, like it's not a destination. You can't say I'm
Exactly.
sexually
It's
pure.
a journey.
You have to just keep at it every day. Like, no, discipline yourself like that. So the desires are always going to be there. I face them all the time, but you just have to constantly, like, you know, remind yourself, like, no, I have to hate the things that God hates.
The process of denying yourself is not a one-time thing. Like, you know how in scripture it says, deny yourself. Whoever wants to follow me will deny themselves and carry their cross, right?
Take up the cross,
The process of denying yourself is not, you don't wake up and say, okay, I'm denying myself and then you're done. You are going to continuously have to deny yourself every single day.
Because again, this is habits you picked up. For me, I picked up at 12.
Yeah.
And then you try to stop 13, 14 years later.
Like, that's
and
insane.
Then so again, even when you're going through a transformation period, oftentimes people in the Christian community will, you know, be like, you're a Christian, but you're still doing this.
Yeah.
But you need to understand that
It's
you're
a
getting rid of
process.
all the habits and they're not just going to disappear like that.
Sanctification is a process. It's not a one-time thing.
Exactly.
God is sanctifying us literally every single day.
Exactly.
Even pastors are being sanctified. Like,
Exactly.
nobody's above sanctification.
So yeah, that has to be the biggest challenge, I would say.
Yeah.
Lust is the biggest challenge.
But you didn't answer my question though. Like, where you at now?
I'm at a point where I have to constantly
Deny yourself?
Deny myself
Okay.
and remind myself, like, no.
Yeah. So now you're no longer at a place of trying to, you know, debate with Jesus and trying to maneuver.
No, I understand.
Now you're like, okay, God, I get it.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's also like the something that shows growth as well. You know, like being able to come to a point where you realize, no, this is actually a problem, and you know, because that's when once you start accepting that it is a problem, you can now find ways to move forward, as opposed to when you're trying to maneuver and find your way around it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Prince just told me he's tired of talking.
I don't talk this much.
And you know what? Fair, because I'm also tired. Like, I'm tired of talking. So I think we've come to the end of the episode. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to leave the people with? Or are you like just completely
I'm exhausted.
talking bundles are done?
Yeah, but this was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun. I want to be invited again at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. After you get your license, I'm gonna invite you because you're gonna. And then after you've had more experience, like with being a doctor, I'm gonna come and ask you some questions on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Shame, you look tired. I'm sorry. I know I can go on and on and on and on. And I know, like, even in just like outside of the podcast, you're not a talker at all. Like,
nah.
So this must be really hard for you. I'm so sorry.
And usually you just answer questions briefly, but I was like, for the sake of the podcast, let me try.
Yeah.
Speak a little more.
Let's get a little deep. Well, we've come to the end of the episode, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any contributions, any suggestions. This is my very first episode, and I'm excited to put it out there, but I'm also open to what you want to hear, what you want to, you know, talk about, because there's a lot of things. I mean, I have a mic now, so obviously you have to talk to me, and I have to talk to you guys. So I have a lot to say, and you guys need to hear it. But if there's other things that you're not able to say and always wished you could say, I'm gonna say to you, imagine I've given you the mic and you can suggest in the comments, and you can let me know, like, okay, I feel like this is not talked about enough. But yeah, to be fair, he's not the only one that's tired of talking. I am too. But thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're watching. Wait, we're only gonna post on YouTube, but we'll have some snippets on the other platforms.
Tell them to check out my gym. Okay. Tell them to check out my gym stuff and start.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Check out his gym content. Follow him actually on social media. What's your Instagram?
Prince MT10, I think.
Yeah.
MT10.
I'll put it on screen. But yeah, do follow him. Check out his gym content if you're a gym rat. And yeah, follow me on my social media, Bridget Modibedi. And thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys on the next episode of Since I Have a Mic Now. Bye.
I was smiling at the camera because you're saying bye.
Okay, did you wave?
No, I just smiled. Like acknowledge that it's a bye.
Okay, cool. Bye, guys.